So Rachel Ziegler is basically losing her own career, and she's only like in the early 20s. And I think really canceling Rachel Ziegler, she really canceled herself, but it really shows that wokeness is disappearing because Rachel Ziegler, he's a very woke actress. He's basically worse than Brie Larson as well. But Paddington 3, the director said, Rachel Ziegler, you're out. Paddington in Peru is the third Paddington movie. It's movie one without Rachel Ziegler. Of course, Paddington is the only movie series they have apparently what are considered perfect movies, which I don't believe that they are. Obviously, I think they are. Of course, I've never seen them before. But of course, they're probably all cute movies. But you really think that Paddington 2 is 100% on one is 100% movie? No, I think it's more like an 80 to 90% movie. The Everyone's saying this amid the Snow White controversy. Unless you've been off the grid for a couple months or living under a rock, Rachel Ziegler has basically become the most hated actress in the world. And basically, because he starred in a flop called West Side Story, which nobody watched, she described the old Disney movie Snow White as a weird and called the prince a stalker and spoke about switching up the mode focus about true love to female empowerment as well. The rounds online went around in August and it sparked an angry backlash. Critics arguing that she shouldn't be allowed to portray the princess at all, and they should have someone else as well. The new twist is that Paddington 3 is continued without Ziegler and is very reasonable as well. Disney is doubling down on the audience for his being strategy and raising the bar, making Brie Larson look like a D-hats and uninterested. She makes, she is, a million times worse than Brie Larson. And Brie Larson's already an extremely unlikable actress. That's why everything she has been in since Marvel Avengers and, Captain Marvel was a failure. Okay, no one went to go see any of her movies. Fast X. I wouldn't be too surprised if Brie Larson wasn't in the movie. Fast X would have made a profit. Okay, I know it was supposed to be because of China and China not watching the movie, but I think with the domestic sales at the very least, the movie flopped because Brie Larson was in the movie. Okay, that millions of people saw, oh, Brie Larson's in this movie. I guess we're gonna not see this movie because we don't want to be called sexist again. I bet most people who didn't want to go see the movie were men who were offended, by what Brie Larson said about men as well. But Paddington 3, they dropping her from that movie. But there's also now a rumor going around that she is being dropped from Snow White, which means they're going to have to delay the movie and she'll be recast in the movie. It's weird that Disney is saying, you know what, we're done supporting bad actresses. Maybe drop Brie Larson next. I think that was the only logical thing to do next because Brie Larson is, just as bad as Rachel Ziegler. And as well, and also drop Ava DuVernay as well. That's another, person that is very bad. She's really calling people racist because no one went to go see her movie. But apparently she is not going to star in the Snow White either. Which, this is basically, saying the same thing. She is still going to be in the Hunger Games because that's too far gone. And she's also in Shazam! Fury of the Gods as well, which also is a massive failure. So, basically, every movie she has been a massive box office failure, and I think Hunger Games is also going to be a failure as well. And basically she is being cut from the movie. And they're going to be, having to spend hundreds of more millions of dollars because of her mouth. I think really they should just cancel the movie and, just not make the movie at all, make sure the movie isn't released. But Disney, they want to see, they're hoping that maybe people be like, you know what, we don't want, we have to power back because we're losing the culture war. Okay, we're losing billions of dollars. Okay, I still don't think Snow White's gonna make money with or without her in the movie because nobody's interested in Disney. Disney really had to get the reputation back as well. But she is being dropped from Snow White. Okay, she's being dropped from Snow White. She's being dropped from Snow White, and people are sick of these narcissistic actors as well. Warner Bros. Will definitely take notes from what's happening to Rachel Zegler, and they sort of dropped Amber Heard. They sort of dropped the guy who plays the Flash. That guy, I can't remember his name, but the guy who plays the Flash. Okay, Ezra Miller. They sort of dropped Ezra Miller. They sort of dropped Amber Heard. Okay, but instead they decided to drop Johnny Depp over because they decided to side of Amber Heard, which is completely and utterly ridiculous. That they'll only listen to one side of the story as well. So basically, yet is gonna be another popular. But yeah, Rachel Zegler's career is basically ruined. Okay, Rachel Zegler's career has basically been ruined at this point. I don't think Hunger Games is gonna make money. It's just be another actor. That people say, and people be saying in 10 years, like, she had so much potential. See, it's gonna be such a mainstay in Hollywood, and there'll be some woke people still around in 2040 saying, "Oh my God, they kicked her out because they're racist and they didn't understand, the plight of women of color," or something like some bullshit like that. When she makes her own comments about Snow White, and then she's wondering why no one wants to put it in movies. I hope one day this happens to Brie Larson as well, because again, I don't know how Brie Larson's still being in movies, considering her comments he made. But again, Disney stood by Brie Larson instead of listening to most of the audience instead. Goodbye.